She has a plan, a secret mission filled by gratitude and affection. She chooses her mother's favorite breakfast. Delight Foods, House Sakoko, a harmonious blend of flavors crafted with care and devotion. The taste of tradition and comfort. In that moment, their connection deepens, a bond strengthened by a shared experience. Delight Foods, House Coco, a delicious breakfast made with care and love in just 2 minutes.
Living in Ghana, abroad, a first-timer visit. Living in Ghana, abroad, a first-timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job? Then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.
All right, Ebusafo Mama about SBTV Africa, so the voice of the community. And Friday, thank God it's Friday. Now them say Friday, Biano, 5:30 to 7. The mini lawyer wisdom, Macau, wise man solicitors, all UK. Baby Suya there, a important topic or the band, a very important. So when you have also a YouTube channel, any Facebook, I make sure so share a link and I'm will be able to me a boa. A baby Suya there, or questions be also be sano concerning UK, where UK in common a baby D. Into be a for UK who be no, obeti me a bisano, not tea the other bread and there. Na in some CC. Na uchi program we be a bebo se na be ya adachi be no kopie wo ho a oko UK na kopie wo ho a obehu ne obeye wo ho so dada afi na wakọ so a obehu de we obetutu anamo ne ade e na nyama bebre nti de obeti me bisa na bia no obeti me bisa na comment section all the questions ne ba question time ne beto screen so no answer make sure so be share link no wa wo share Facebook wa wo share YouTube channel make sure say oba join here obehwe and then mama go straight na me ne lawyer wisdom akaho wise man solicitors embra straight na ye bedi in comment section na mo share your live mama go straight lawyer wisdom akaho hello lawyer on Timinka. Oh, and a corner sambra biumba, a tear for a motion, no, sir. Motiminka, a corner bra, Motiminka, Mumami, who's a Montiminka, some Mumami, who comment section. Your live, more Motiminka, just Otiminka, Chosa Otiminka, but it's a lawyer and Timinka. Nami who say free me, and I say free lawyer. I don't know for now. Let me monitor and see, say, a bar now, say. Me be say me comment section so mo timi ka because me nim say bibia okay wa but omo timi ka no mo ncho comment section na me hwe
yeah bente won
aha on timi ka okay say they can hear me so lawyer corner bra biom cobra okay so lawyer wisdom akao say na efrini honti thank you so much Godfred Kweku, thank you so much. Boatima, thank you so much. So you can hear me. Julius, thank you so much. Yeah, Nkrumah, okay, you can hear me. So I'm a lawyer, one and no problem. There was so Mama was back I think it will be sorted. Madam I say, Mama, me good feedback. Now, finance, me go cross check. Be why I will say if free me ha now say free, but Mama me feedback. Say that means treaty and lawyer wisdom akaho wise man solicitors na and the topic of the bread no important to make sure say obi bi wo UK and I want to plan so go UK and wo UK crampo na and a future bi wo plan so be go UK one thing na a man for be brain sharing so say e bia in future no pese wo ho we mu bi na so wuti say na be ya sa e kotueska connection ma di bisika ne ade Ghana for be bre mu ntie o feel an idea cost when you're not or bepe connection man still. You say connection man will charge them £10,000, £12,000. This thing, if you follow me, on go for Bebrea, or my deep programs, here, or my 2 coin, be my interview, baby, so I feel I could do almost a yammy will come this program with your connection. Tia will follow me at check 2 2 coin there, and they have follow Tia man for stories, your experience videos, need to be too. Follow your YouTube there solid, but Facebook at teasers now. If you are on Facebook, no, to say a short video, they bring kind the video on top the link count, but be bringing kind. You can just say your videos are too short. In one name, say read caption before you watch the video. Share video, you see your videos are too short. On 50 who will be a video, no full video, no. But only say video, Nagasano. Your whole video so a YouTube channel. Intimate try Lawyer Wisdom Akao, Kojo Chief. Thank you so much. Entry boys here okay, so you can hear me loud and clear. Atago Zion. Zion. Hey. Okay, so thank you for joining, Mariam Love. Thank you for joining on Facebook. Stephen Oparimedas, Elias Boache, thank you so much. Ricky Botre, big up to you. So you can hear me loud and clear. Make you share, Miss Remo. Don't watch then skip them. Share link them will YouTube obet me share a mobile status or groups, Telegram, WhatsApp. Obet me share or Facebook page. More share or Facebook so share link in our page. So they share to okay and cost to share. Send a baby to me abu you nim the so be share buano and then most important. Yes, Remo ya mon share. We share videos. Yes, we try say yeah the best. But my main go straight time name Lawyer Wisdom Akao. Lawyer Wana. Me train Lawyer Wisdom Akao wise man solicitor say umbrana menin into so na on take you straight. Mo amohwe nyina na yeah. Also you can't pronounce fra. It's not fra, it's frafarian. I can't pronounce frafarian. Lucy Boama, thank you so much. I really enjoyed your program. Thank you so much. Big shout out to you. So, Lawyer, hey, what's happening? Inkejo, Lawyer Wisdom Akao. Me train lawyer. I shout out to SBTV Africa fans. Atago Erazion. Atago Erizion. I mention him. So, thank you guys for joining us. Once I may train Lawyer Sombra na I don't know the AKP lawyer, but me train Oko Rasta, thank you so much. You can hear me. Nad Academy, thank you so much. Richard in Cancer, big shout out to you, Julius Mabodi Nyangonla, Julius Nyangonla, thank you so much. Godfred Kweku Minta, thank you so much. What's my confidence? Thank you so much. Loretta Ousu, thank you so much. Iti, Mami just mean Sabeka lawyer. Efo
DJ.
Efo, oh, where's Olo?
Yo, F1.
Efo, my phone studio being a heavy power.
Oh, DJ Gyro.
Studio being a heavy power. Lawyer, time call, what baby, my uncle straight out to me car. Lawyer, who you so Bluetooth, no Bluetooth, no, how I do Bluetooth.
Okay, my menu, friend.
Auntie lawyer, ATF for train, what baby, Lawyer Wisdom Akao, wise man solicitors, what baby, Yanko de over to you, lawyer.
Yo, DJ, Majidis on here, a team from Sumachubia, Majidis Obia, here, the Radias, and that is the 1st of December 2023. We thank God for bringing us this far. And Tiaka 30 days, not Afena Banawi, the Eradi Ase, the Eradi Ase. And then the straight to the point. DJ, Niamabia Yehonan saying a hard dream party. I want to focus on this. Let me say I cast about this topic before, but I still want to talk about it because it's becoming too much. Too much. And it's affecting the reputation of the country. And Nora, I mean, this week, and every Friday, I can tell you, sir, I have gotten not less than 10 calls about Omwa applications. Ya bani one for 10 years, 10 years ban. And the question is, why? What is going on? Why are we going through these problems? It's becoming too much. A few years ago, hardly, Cranobert said, will be I use the document be I banning for 10 years. But now saying I bet to say it's like an everyday thing. Me, I say just before I came into this studio, before I logged into the studio, Obi SNM decision be a similar thing, same thing, 10-year ban. And I bet to say Ghana for no, we are becoming very notorious. Notorious in the sense that we are becoming very known and very popular for being banned because we're using documents which should not be used. And it's becoming very concerning. So, measure the immigration rules. We have VBI from the paragraph 320 that governs the refusals and general grounds for refusal for every type of application of BBI. It was paragraph 320 of the immigration rules. We have 327A and we have 327B. These carry different effects. Now, 327A talks about a person who has used false documentation and has been refused. And normal counsel said any future applications may, the word is may, M-A-Y, may be refused under paragraph 327B. So 327A leads you to 327B. Now, this is what happens where a person makes an application. Almost say if a person makes an application for entry clearance, either as a visitor, as a student, as a spouse, as a tier 2 skilled worker, or in any other category, and it is found that you have used false documentation, your application will be refused. False representation or false documentation, your application will be refused. Or non-disclosure of material facts, your application will be refused. Now, what that means is whether you know or not, obi bɛka sɛ o sɛna menim medi ma connection man ana medi ma an agent sɛ ɔno na ɔnyɛ application maa me the document a ɔno de kɔfraeɛ no na menim. This is what they are saying. Under paragraph 327A, a person must be refused entry clearance if false representation or documents are used. And then they go on to say whether or not it is material to the application. Whether or not documents are with the FRA documents, no, they don't care, it will be refused. And whether the document is just one page, what me aka so may use 20 pages, only one page per and I go fryer. They don't care as long as the document is not genuine. So they are saying whether it is material or whether it is material to the application or whether you know or not, they do not care. You will be refused your visa application, and then you would have to be subjected to paragraph 327B in any future application. Now, DJ, it is becoming too much, too much. I understand that the desperation, people just want to leave the shores of Ghana. People just
Town
want,
hot, town hot, town
yeah,
hot.
I can understand that.
Chromaish, chromaish,
I see, oh,
chromaish, Ghana-ish.
yes. Mete debia, obi friend me, obi a medical doctor, or friend me last time, or say, DJ, or say, and yet, say, or work on one practice, and there is no way over so it's not Ghana at this time because a chromoshi, nothing seems to be working. Another friend of mine, or yet lawyer, or no see a lawyer will Ghana, or no see your own practice. Occasionally said, people like me are able to manage, but the ordinary man can just not manage. And yes, sir, or no crowd at the level of practice I want. There is no way over to me. It's not group. And these are professionals, doctors, lawyers, accountants are just seeking for ways to leave the country. So the ordinary man can just not cope. So they are desperate to leave. And not say, Enna, people are falling into the hands of these agents. Already application amount somewhere, no. People are falling into the hands of these agents. Already false documentations at the air frafra Nyama. It is understandable, if not actually condoned, that the system is the way we hear it harsh, very tough. People just cannot manage anything. There's just no turning around. But I will also say, rather than say over application, you have bound for 10 years now. At least over you with the right documents. So you refuse poor. At least you have another chance of applying again if things change or the circumstances do change. But if you use the wrong and false documents, you are banned 10 years. 10 years. So they are saying whether or not you know, they don't care. Now, when we talk about false documents, what do we mean? Now, false documents, it means that you have you have a genuine document. You can have a genuine document, but you have tried to change some information on that document. You can have a genuine document, but you've changed some information on that document. Example, Obia or genuine bank account, genuine bank statement. Now, so genuine bank statement, now so account and entries now on my year in that account is false. There are some figures that have been inputted into the account are false. Because of that, that affects the genuineness of the document. So the account is there. It's true that you have the account. It is true you have the account. But but the information, the input on the account is wrong. Sekebia akoko kokomono is not true. It means somebody has tried to doctor, trying to change some information on the account to make it look correct. They will find out. These days, there is this thing I hear for AI, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. The thing is becoming serious. You cannot just do anything and get away with it. They will just slot it into some mechanisms and systems and machines, and it will come out with all that is not right with the documentation. So, bank statements that are falsified, we have talked about this before, but it is becoming too much, too much. Almost every day, almost every day, it is.
Yesika na nsu ne.
It
Ye
was kind of,
pese e ba yesika na nsu. Lawyer no kwenda maka che ono. Yeah, but say by sika me who say documentations no me per de me uno 80% per bank statement. Ni nyina document na de ko nyina de wait boom pa. Almost first pa or bank statement. So sika na lawyer me boa.
I know the ampa. I know the near wait woman no. Oh, DJ.
Na documentation na oka bank statement na oka no kra ni nyame no kra na oka no na no so na problem no e no so na ye ni saska no saska na de na ye de be kiro mo say sika we na nipa yi wo yi en na ye problem no e no so na mo de chi en no
And also near the refusing. The refusing so I guess I would my refusing my refusing that's member for the next 10 years. So when you have two evils to choose between, which one do you choose? You choose the lesser evil, and the lesser evil is for correct information. You refuse at least you have you can apply again. That's the lesser evil. The worst evil is to use false documents. Would even call, and you are first of all, you refuse to. Secondly, 10 years. You can't step on the shores of the UK. That is double whammy. And then say, that is, I know, DJ, you and I know. You came recently. You know the system and you know how the thing works, the application process works. Sekano, that is the issue. That is the issue. And the Honsuna on the every amount for seriously. And please, Usi Kromaishe, we understand. We may not really feel it as people are feeling it. Of course, you were for we have to remake them. The way we used to do things have changed. We agree. But it is better to do it the right way than to get yourself in trouble. So, number one, any bank statement. And then top of the list, number one, bank statement. Number two, counterfeit documents. Some of the documents are just not genuine. Counterfeit, fake certificates, university degree certificates. DJ, university degree certificates that are nipano on who campus honey suda on Nancy Hoda. Nanso opesa oye bibi HSS wako university nti wako certificate. I don't know whether from Tiptoe or not from wherever. University of Tiptoe university of Tiptoe ana.
tiptoe
University or
tiptoe
Accra Tiptoe.
tiptoe lane
Tiptoe Lane. And
your university or tiptoe lane
maybe because the certificates need be a bit, I don't know whether it's from Tiptoe Lane.
maybe say or tiptoe university or tiptoe lane
May name because
tiptoe lane university be or tiptoe lane
university hall. Now certificates no. If you na eba, but could be a here recently. Ah, yeah. Nipa no de nyame adom no kra obedu krom ha. Ye kwakwe application for bi amano. Application for bi amano. Then yeah, bibi a your friend the actors. Pachameba. Give me 1 minute.
Okay, so once you're trying lawyer wisdom or babaka many better so okay live or SBTV Africa so Fridays be many lawyer wisdom aka wise my solicitors ever show so first time I will share there me more akwa na obie di or try ade you discuss it bibi a won't ase no obetimi ebisa no question or question be a concern we UK me also be type here ka say ndabe na US many lawyer AK poku aye programs that but no we busy panty mesane na babium lawyer AK poku me na aye say one me say many no US there na many na aye few programs kakra wo YouTube channel ko YouTube SBTV Africa page na ko live no so bon say lawyers no many lawyer AK poku aye me Canada many Steve aye many Aisha, immigration expert or Schengen concerning Germany. Who are nothing or about joining into him. My but metro na many lawyer ekipoku aba back but lawyer wisdom akaodi every Fridays piano and then waha. And to be a chill word so ni mo bia question be opesa will be Sunday piano or the two comment section or time no do and the better screen is over and sound. Meaning, send of problems are almost just should be. Udia say you see ampo na why you say UK hu hia ampo a wohwe bia e bie wa adwuma at least wobesua nyama bebre da chi bi wobese wo bi bia wangasa no betimi aye so what you say na say bibi chire wa adwen so aye easy nti mesra mo mame ko back na me lawyer anto so lawyer
Yes.
over to you.
Yo, thank you. So the problems are huge. University certificates. Now, me more example be of a situation. Nipa ne bedu ha, ono de nyame adom no kura wotime fa mu bedu ye. As a simple omo obedu we ye no, na okwakoye application for or switching from one category to another category. And to be o higher friend actis. Actis is an institution or an organization that can confirm whether the degree you are having is genuine or not. And say almost, I don't know what check they did. Almost some the no by I say it is genuine. The nipa no the tea pa. But yet the application echo home office now. Application could do home office now. Now home office try and say actors they have now withdrawn that certificate because they called the university. University say nipa no or Mass University and Home Office also made their own checks and nipa no wanko University and see caseworker no Myanmar nipa no control another English test and San Diego switching nyame na domo no say caseworker no did not take the case up to the extent say me aye investigation or I mean as far as we are concerned we don't have any machines to check whether a certificate is A, B, or C. But the Home Office, they have these resources to check and verify. They can call the university in Ghana, or there are different universities, they can call the university to ascertain. So from the information I gathered, this person application was ultimately successful, but this was the problem they went through. So university degree certificates, yes, Remo, please, Sawanko Unina, don't be desperate to obtain a certificate which would be used for an application. Then subsequent applications will be refused because the documentations you provided in a previous application is false. So now I want to finish with people coming from Ghana, and then I look at those who are in the UK. Now, degree certificate, I've talked about it. False one. And see, Bakubin so recently, birth certificate. Birth certificate, no. On say those times, now we had old time birth certificates. We had 1920, 1919, now almost the last space, until either 3, 4, and it's number 2. And there was this 1980 something. Almost the last way, the last space to and what would it at all? Obi a similar situation, similar birth certificate by. Now only in 2021. Was it 2020? No, 1991. 1991, almost control 2 across the one na ewo 91 you I'm going to throw 2 in that one. Would you when say you won't see it because they typed it over it, you won't see it. But would they share magnifying glass as here, it opens up say a 1 and only 2 are fastened. We did not see that. We did not see that. And say, Yedi Koya no, Home Office for a refusee application. And it was subjected to a ban. However, this time it was not, but we appealed against the decision. And Nyamea Edun said, not our Ghana card, which was issued long ago, and Sana Nipapa to Kwayaba Kroma. And the argument we made was, and yes, it date of birth now, because the child had a birth certificate long ago. Sorry, had a Ghana card issued before ni papa ever UK last year or last 2 years. And when the birth certificate was changed to make the child look younger, because he already had another document, the NHIS document and the Ghana card, which shows that the person had already got this document before the parent came to the UK and the parent now wants to bring the. Oh no, that he wasn't banned for 10 years. So that is one reason for banning people as well. So genuine documents written over change of letters. Ebia B normal kodane no ayene D ana I normal the pen afemu ayene T. It's all falsifying of documents. Even though the document itself is genuine, the fact that with the pen afemu what change BB no, that changes the whole document. I don't know whether it is material or not, whether it is small or not, they just do not care. Once you've provided a false document, it is false. And now, spelling L, Afful, AFFUL, and AFFUT. Now with the blade, a fat T no ho, na T no wabedani another L. It is falsification of a document. AFUL. Now why an AFUT? Who percent udani T na ewo anono no L into with the blade. Cross na ewo T no that means you have falsified the document. The document has changed from genuine to false documentation. Don't do that. You will be banned for 10 years. Ana Tipex. What is Tipex? Dot, just to take away an I or to take away an extension. What is Tipex? Yeah, that also has changed the document from being a genuine document to being a false documentation. That is all reasons why people are being banned. 10 years, 10 years, 10 years from coming to the UK. 10 years ban from coming to the UK. Also, sometimes documents no ɛyɛ obi dia ɛna wɔde onipa no nim sɛ obi foforɔ ɛde kɔyɛ application. Na me ɔsɔfo bi ɛka kyerɛ me recently sɛ some years ago or invite obi sɛ ɔmmra for visit. Ɔno ɛde ne statement ɛde ama nipa no sɛ please use my statement to support your application. Na nipa no akɔgye statement foforɔ bi wɔ baabi ɔmode sika bebree ɛde ahyɛ mu sɛ ɔde bi support application no. Nyame a ɛdom ne sɛ na ɔde documents ne kɔma obi foforɔ na wakɔ present on his behalf. Nti ɔde kɔtu hɔ na nipa sɛ na adan ɔsɔfoɔ de ne statement ama wa adan nti na wasan kɔgye statement foforɔ a ɛnyɛ genuine because sika ɛwɔ saa account mu yi meaning say there is no way you can have this amount because adwuma way and there is no way you can receive this amount. Ɛna oyi saa document no efie mu. So in this case sɛ ɛyɛ wo DJ Nyame wo statement na sɛ me kɔgye saa statement by a way that you are not aware of na me kɔ use it for an application that is false documentation. That is presenting false documents even though the document is genuine because it is being used by an imposter or a fraudster. The document becomes a false documentation and also 10-year ban straight away from coming to the UK. I cannot come to the UK if the person who uses that cannot go to the UK for 10 years. 10 years. Now, the problem right now we are facing so much is this health and care visa for no, and I'm having so many problems. Health and care visa applicants. Last week, Yakasa about false COS. False COS. So I think they have upgraded from the false COS to adding false bank statements as well. Some things are not necessary. Just a few minutes before I came on this program is COS no more. Even the code was not there. The code was not there. And they raised this concern with the person that the COS that has been issued is not genuine. It doesn't look genuine. But still, no, the agent went ahead and submitted the application with that false, fake COS. And just this morning, Okojini passport been refused and banned for 10 years. Banned from coming to the UK for 10 years. So it is becoming, Ghana is becoming like a flashpoint. Our documents are becoming like flashpoint. We are becoming very notorious, very, very notorious, we are becoming very known for using false documents. And it is becoming too serious, too many of these refusals within a short time. Ebani saa, the genuine documents they come they scrutinize it and re-scrutinize it before they make a decision. Another very, very key area, any pictures. I'm on way application, normally pictures be account. Pictures. DJ, it'll be to me 1 or 2 pictures. Now, I'm with the boom. Now, I'm with chat. Now, I have to send you 1 picture. There is no way they won't find out. Once they find that out, 10-year ban straight away. 10-year ban straight away. Now, me who picture be will be the picture, 2 pictures boom. Baku share baku so share. Meanwhile, it's supposed to be 1 picture. Well, when you're careful, now when you're you won't see it. But what about 2 year name straight away? Because look, this picture is just not genuine. Almost would you be there? If you have a be there, I bet Tarisu. Meanwhile, Busiapen or share left. Ubia air share right. Busiapen by coupe or share left. One picture. There is just no way that will happen. I know the only share machine I see straight away. There's a line. It shows there's a line that the pictures have been joined. Would the when you say I won't, but what the share machine it shows that the document is not genuine. They make calls. They call the universities. They call the registries, the birth and death registries. They call, and then they check. They go to do the background check. They check with the banks before they make a decision. And non-tenor, we application here. We don't have 24-hour service entry clearance application. No, at least 2 weeks. A honor, that is where they make their checks and make sure that the documents that you are presenting are genuine documents. Unfortunately, we think that they don't check, but they do check. So I am pleading with us all, please let us not do these things. It's affecting a lot of people. Another aspect, the non-disclosure of previous refusals. Did you wait a minute? Say, you can't want some that, you can't want some over and over. Non-disclosure of previous refusals. So why application be that? Near refuse you are. So please state it that you have been refused before. I have seen another refusal just 3 days ago because the person did not disclose that he had been refused before. So they've been refused and banned for 10 years. Why would you do that? 10 years ban for non-disclosure of the fact that you have been refused before. Because you failed to tick just 1 box, you have been refused. Ban for 10 years. And also, people have used an frame and said, we're using a thing for Frobida. A thing for now, using and any birth date of birth near so and see a different date of birth no it just say no or around 60 years. Meanwhile, no when you're 60 or person or your application from Ghana, Abeba, Ombe me catch you straight away say once on my bones there is no way you can escape that. By all means, who could bones be one a year by say a one we previous application. One I will use a ding that no date of birth now we use an a form so and you compare the name now the date of birth and on that basis you can be refused even though they don't ask if you've used a different date of birth before. They ask if you've used a different name before. That you have to disclose. You have to disclose that yes, I've used a different name. They haven't asked of a different date of birth, so they cannot fault you on that. But the name you have to disclose. If you don't disclose it, they will find out. You can't run away. They will find out, and once they find out, you will be refused for non-disclosure of a very important information, and your application will be refused. You will be banned for 10 years. So that is also an area we should be very, 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 very mindful of. So those are some of the details I want to put out this afternoon. The only reason why I'm doing this is
Okay. You're trying lawyer wisdom. I don't know, but I mean, just our back. Lawyer, I'll go off. Just
yes, thank you. It's becoming too common, and it's affecting genuine people who are making applications. Now, another reason, Tisania, yeah, going back to the bank statement issue. Yes, Sikano, I am weak. Sikana, ye DJ weak. And don't say this. When a lot of the Sikano answer na with the back pound sterling small, it will mean anything. Obi a oye juma oji 10,000 Ghana cedis a month. Did you convert your best saying it's less than 500 pounds? Because
10,000, yeah, 10,000 Ghana cedis, no.
because
Yeah, no, any less than. About say, yeah,
600 plus because the
600,
rate the
700, and that's yes.
and
Yeah,
to
something
700. The last time I checked the rate, it was
600.
14.88. So 10,000 Ghana, maybe 600 and something pounds. Now, Obronisha Sawo Uji 650 or 670. Let's just say 700 pounds a month. Now Uber UK. Now Uber track cleaning in poor. Uber Tnienya 2,000 pounds, depending on the cleaning our channel. On him says Sandy pay your bar. And yeah, dear, Uber Sanko back. Because who compare the 700 pounds equivalent
Obi say 800 pounds.
is about 800 pounds. Okay. So, Obi Awaji 10,000 Ghana cedis who convert here is about 800 pounds. Obronin himself back na ucha cleaning seriously. Seriously. Minimum Obi Awaji cleaning. Yeah. Oji 32,000 pounds a year. Cleaning. Anopa to evening. Or track key jobs. To Obronin himself, Uba, you won't go back. Because of that, because you're still are you so porous Nancy. And no now so can application say based on the amount of money you have and haven't done the O and the OANDA conversion, we realize that you don't have sufficient funds to fund your travel in and out, and you are not a genuine visitor. Now, refuse. That is why the temptation is for people to do falsification of their accounts. And Hansen are leading to the ban of the 10 years now.
Lawyer,
Yes.
before I ask me, I know so. So, do we educate? I think say I hear that, but educating on statements, no.
Statement, no. Okay.
I think say no na serious problem. Na statement because you need to so almost said that yes, you can do some amount, no, but bank statement, no, they almost go in 10 out near the end credit. It's me visa, but only paying do like 2,000 pounds and then converting near the but the second year normal bit be 7,000, bit be 8,000, bit be only 10 the sika or the Google money at the end. It mean consider me maybe more magic way almost can endorse be brain. Yes, a statement no be you can't statement and mistakes are be brain, and that's what I'm saying. Me person can discuss next week. I bet me a chip it sa angle no so because the book of pilots can go be brain or them so about to coin no akope 50,000, 70,000, 80,000, 200,000.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. Some in the who say who no decision maker no. Who say who baby 2 coins na akolo do logo. Oba bu scarce dey go. And so oba reject it. Oba refuse.
Exactly so. Exactly so. It's anyone can DJ. Would you say we are you are a seasoned traveler. You travel like back and forth. You know.
Well, I remember David Top. David Top. But obet me to ask but me pese me nya ya sanka time woman and ke enter and next week ni tackle sa
mame tackle a hawk kakra.
Tackle the way I run your account no.
That's it.
And yes, yeah, baby 2 coins na short near the sike gumbi sa na efficacy bi ni ehu and yes okonya be butimi konya be 200,000 Ghana cedi 300,000
account no, not of course. DJ, near me can say me and I'm your case worker. and I wo and now we are caseworker. Now so obi the account able to anymore. Ubeje to one. So men are mere caseworker and I will not accept it. The same way. So wo and we are caseworker now. You will not accept it. You wouldn't accept it. So what happens is account now. So why your wife drinks over 2 coin in the next, please try and start building your account and building it well. Run your account well. So sika ena ebe komwa, it must be consistent. A 15th of every month, so sika ekom. 15th of every month, the money goes into it. Consistently 15th of every month. A 2,000 Ghana cedis na ekoma is consistent 2,000 Ghana cedis. Your income or salary or rental income or maybe you cut taxi and now aboboya and something of the sort. And that is how much you deposit in the account every 2 weeks. Let it be consistent.
Like I'll be say if you can send 40 into Katri, me the M1 cry.
Mate,
That's why I'm going to cabo so many lawyer.
ya can also, I don't know. Ya
Oh,
can ya na shame papa because obi beka say lawyer say I'm refuse so only be ba ma wo Jessica. I guess it cannot. No.
That be me make almost yanka local yanka a tree na abrofunity na me say sanya mo nyina so munim.
Oh, nim the omonim pa. Twi no kura sometimes omo ti say yen. And ya na sometimes twi no kura de ya na me matna bus mo a nipa mienu abrofo mienu omo bus mo omo ka twi de omo ka brofo and then baku ka kire the other say yen system na omo nkrofo brofo na ante ne omo ka na omo sa te ka twi ewo bus mo broni brofo mienu omo ka brofo na baku ka say the yen system te ne yen kan na omo sa te ka twi because if you have especially this Lebanese for who say who find say you Brunei na Ghana we try business for Ghana or warehouse for Ghana what na Ghana cross same and Brunei train ot e be about University of Ghana obasua ye kasa no omoti enti wo bas mo na sometimes obi o phone so na odi nkomo very sensitive na ye ketwa because obi enti omoti enti we have to be very careful with that aspect as well. But make a chino. Bank statement no. Se upese utu kwanya. Sika ebe kom no. Ma enye chese ema ni bresu. Se eye end of busumina ma sika nkom. Na ma the source of the money baby sika na efe nso ubetime nya explanation amasika. Men twen na eka 2 months and not 3 months no ago to kwano no akobobo bisia bebre na wodi akoto account mo bom wo ye ne saa eye mempo amabisa sasike efi ena aba enti manenya consistent over a long period of time and no ebebua say obi aba say oh me share the last 1 year statement every 15th of every month no sike ebem e kire say a reliable source of sika obetime ejina so sika be fi account mo nyina esese unya explanation for sa sika no and the abia what withdraw say another time what withdraw say you have to have an explanation for sa withdrawals no sika be ba account mo you have explanation sika be fi mo you have explanation we pay slip so we ye juma na we pay slip sika next pay na ebeba we pay slip no so no and no na esese e kire wo account no and it's a net pay in a year 10,000 Ghana. If you have 15, you have tax. Any student loan, this animal have a cap 10,000. 10,000 idea to account. It should reflect the 10,000 our account. Money koye 9,550. A bani say na pay slip no. Extra 10,000. Now so account sika na akwa account mo no. 9,550. And now 11,000. And also omoteme e de we empa. Near ewo payslip no so no and no na SSA actually in the account no so exactly the same figure. There shouldn't be anything more or less. Employer no actually
Like I'm on for one.
Because not may use a different gadget. Me start here na engagement may use it.
I bet me I try I log in from the computer no with the link no log in here say me more 2 minutes been a log in say be possible na
Yo.
me more 2 minutes per inti it's here for me the lawyer be back here we na we share live on SBTV Africa so yeah YouTube channel na Facebook page me more akwaba so after we join here making sure so be share link na mo bi a very important discussion here having the TB Miss Rew TB who question be and yes sir ever be signing out no now the questions be ba be bring na tire sade no the comment section no the question be all the type in the once who question be all the type it too time ni do am the better screen so obe answer ni nyina so first time I be joining and there tire into and repeat questions so all the question back but I say piste no time ni do ye be into topic we na very important question be a would buy be and make sure say me lawyer answer nti we be joining and make sure so be share every Fridays be so no me ne ba show so nti say we be only question be we be say na obetimi akọ next week obetimi me adom obetimi aba na wa be bisa no nti every Fridays be amene no wa nti once I make trying me be say or log in or feel comfortable because in crofo or you the phone no me nya or you the laptop no normally or you the laptop then say in crofo friend nti woman na kati nti anything na ma off and no nti wo hwe SBTV Africa me train lawyer wisdom me hu comments bebre me hu comments bebre ti be hwem the questions no na ye da to screen so na nti me twen se menya lawyer na me ne aba back me twen lawyer wisdom aka ho nti what questions be obese obisa time with Hetty. Thank you so much Hetty for joining us Miss B, thank you so much Costa Kwame Medasi Obed Ofe Boahini and I Buhini is it Buhini Medasi JD Medasi Conrad Boache me da say Regina Boama me da say okay mo amode bo we ba nyina no e ho Spavio Tengi I hope I mentioned it right me da say Enad me da so much ti me twen lawyer wisdom aka ombra na yen answer mo we no more questions I'm on the by comment section. Two will be able to be sana or they just drop it or comment section or once I may train lawyer wisdom account just that in comfort fraternity a distracted interview no a distracted program ninety may train the number na yen chaso. I ran to be betrothed people also for someone me cash hey sir Christmas way Godwin new journey you won't give me cash thank you so much Michelle mi momo just my number is there say good screen to the bill WhatsApp me was 0244 0244 just WhatsApp me be kasa wo be say oba mi show no so bia me ne Ghana for ne Africans say wa kwentum leading nkomo mo amon hwe SBTV Africa YouTube emunim amon for share experience ni identity say we boss first time there ya na wa join our YouTube channel obo videos be pray na obusua nyama be film and the way to kwanya because across the whole world you know yakobe bia bi any obi edin komo me train lawyer wisdom akaho Julius thank you for joining Amate TV thank you so much nana for me that say question na me the better question bia me the buy bia me the better Felix eni na na Felix then a Jean me train lawyer okay
Yeah, my device no explain up into there.
okay so lawyer I
Yes. And to build the accounts, it has to be consistent. Sekebia bebembia so unya explanation for it. Baby asikani efi eba. Eye upapa na ema wo, umame na ema wo, wejuma na efio. We must have a consistent entry and withdrawals. Now, what I have seen somewhere is that almost to me a calculation of the money withdrawals in a month. Until let's say November, say, almost say how much withdrawals have you made? Now, almost adding na normally are two whoa monthly income. And if the withdrawal is maybe 15,000 Ghana, meanwhile your pay is 10,000 Ghana. Now it's not just one off, but consistently. Say, how are you able to make it if the withdrawals are more than the deposits? And no, it doesn't make sense because ABI extra money be in the account, and the withdrawals go into that extra money. But I'm pay be so they refuse to. They will look for something to say at all costs. But whatever it is, as much as you can, let's ensure that the withdrawals, the deposits all match so that we don't have much difficulties with them. So entries, withdrawals, deposits. Now, say, employer, some employers pay people for their travel costs. Okay, and no, it's not part of the salary. And the ABI salary of 10,000 Ghana cedis. Now your money travel cost of let's say 2,000 Ghana cedis. In total, it is 12,000 Ghana cedis. The travel cost is not added to your salary. So that doesn't show on your pay slips. So let the employer clearly state that your salary is 10,000 Ghana cedis and your travel costs and other expenditure which is paid to you out of this is 2,000 Ghana cedis. That explains on the bank statement. So you can explain that in the employer's letter. Umoko bank statement is one. Oma will send the employer natural and run a bank statement so. Then it works out perfectly. But if what is in this account or what shows in the account is different from what it actually is on your pay slips, your application will be refused. Now, so obomuso nasa obi edi figure bi koka ho omrekwa any ho straight away that is falsification of documents and say non say ombetimi aba for 10 years. So, DJ, when it comes to the accounts, build your account way ahead of time. Way ahead of time. Masikana Ekomuno should be consistent. Let it be explainable. Let it be reasonable. And yet, 20,000, 40,000, boom. 20,000, 50,000, boom. There is no way they will not question that amount.
Lawyer, that's a okay, but kakra misumi nimi no ma me fasa feel away into her ma omo hwe no me misumi experience ye misumi study a me hu na ma be ka no ofa ebeboa o amfa bebre yes a mistake no onim say obi wo a owo ne small business a we bie
yes
on the company a we bie shenu so asama make a very important nkofo yes a mistake no we bie ebia ABD company sikabem but ontua no ho oni bebrenim sa de no on sikabem ti sa one account no ene na abia o se o application na afa sa account no na because any own company to is ka fi anytime the opa bi o if you anytime the obi bi o anytime o de kwa ya num foi o me secret ba ko na me dey man microphone we ye nka nkyerɛw wo hia connection man nye connection man de me nim na me kyerɛw no enti sa wo company ni ye ABC company a ejuma bi a obeye bia no sika ne ba ho a
yes
nya another account a eye wo personal account a utia ho
that's it
that dey we make very serious enti say another account wo ebia semi wo bank A na be bia bi crow another the same bank B and here me personal account and wo business account into business account no me minim say me company minim say me tua me ho say ebia 10 cedi every month bia na bank no one almost say omuntua oka 10 cedi into every month bia na bank dey be 10 cedi if you business account no tua ama wo personal
account no more yes
so dey very income brain or the only say also me account into no say one account so or the kwakwaye we had no the kwa broni beka just na adwuma na wo ye no utua ho ese utua tax bi sa nyama nya utete bi utua ho nti say wo kwa company account na pay slip and say na lawyer boss no pay slip bet me nya pay slip say every month bi an utua ho 10 cedi nti sa pay slip na e be reflect so den e wo statement na lawyer me boa because who printed or company the now printed or personal
we
the
na ebe kire say if we have
say na utua
exactly exactly
the minimum na maka no
na wo dey say we top man
oh the minimum no na maka na nti me a kyerɛw say wo so no unim de dade afa ba bebre wa omunim ye wonyama nkete bi wa bebre nim nti eno ano nti lawyer so we wie dia me fa among for questions no questions on person bisa no me who say me fan to screen so I mean go straight na me go back question time sure so blessing me Christmas with cash pa
nyame nhyira no
okay obi say we lawyer obi say we there
I'll say, can I know the applications I have to get before applying for the visa? Can I know the applications I have to get before applying for the visa? Which visa are you applying for? We need to know which visa you want to apply for, and then we know the documents you need, and also the kind of application form you would need to use. There are different application forms, and they require different supporting documents. So if you can come back with a little more information, I'll be more than grateful to respond. Miss, is it Miss Na? Okay. I applied for a visa over 10 years ago in 2019. I applied again with the help of a travel agent here in Italy. The agent said, since it's been over 10 years, my detail is not in their system. She wants to know, okay. In the forms, I answered that I have not applied to the UK, was refused of the visa because I lied. Is there a possibility that I can apply again? This is exactly what Yeka, exactly what Yeka. And now, Yamika said, the different questions require different responses. Sometimes, Omobisa said, have you applied to the UK in the past 10 years? And no, if it is more than 10 years, you take no. And then another question is, have you ever, EVER, have you ever been refused a visa? And no, whether it is 10 years, 20 years, 15 years, 20, whatever years, you have to take yes. And unfortunately, you have been misled by the agent by saying details if you're on the system no more. Unfortunately, that has affected you. Now, the question is, can you apply again? Set. You have not been banned. Someone banned you for 10 years now. Then, yes, you can always apply again. You will apply via episode. Have you been refused visa before? Please take yes. And they give you reasons for the refusal. Over to me, I can say the requirements were not satisfied at the time. And the second one, so have you been refused visa in the last 10 years? You take yes. Reasons for refusal, for non-disclosure of a previous refusal. Now, what can you at all? Then you can apply. But someone banned you for 10 years now, and if we are, it will be refused under paragraph 327B, which is a mandatory refusal and ban for non-disclosure of an information. Bright Adomako Natson, hi. My wife's documentations have been submitted to the embassy as my dependent online, but mistakenly my name instead of Adomako. The agent made Amwako, and she is yet to submit her passport. So what can we do now? So she's not banned. Okay. Now this is an error in your name, not in the documentation. This is what you have to do before Obokako submitting. As so uploaded documents, and to intro a brief cover letter of to support the application. I, Mr. So and so, I am the spouse or the wife of Mr. Adomako. My application was made on so and so date. You can even talk briefly about we met, when you met, where you met, when the relationship started briefly. And I am due to attend my interview or submission on XYZ. Unfortunately, in the application form, my husband's name was wrongly spelled. It should have been Adumakun, but we made it Amuakun. Or the person who assisted me wrongly put Amuakun instead of Adumakun. And no, who there are two heading no, error on the application form or mistake on the application form. Now there are two Adumako rather than Amuako. Mistake on the form is Amuako rather than Adumako. Sorry, the correct name is Adumako, but it was mistakenly entered as Amuako. We are case worker nehu say you have disclosed the error and son of to akan the rest of the application. We are you shouldn't have any problems. That is a genuine error, so you should not be penalized for that. Hi, Enad Academy. Good evening. Hi, good evening. I applied for return rights of residence after my divorce, and I was given another 5 years. Can I still apply for indefinite after my initial 5 years residence? Yeah, of course. You can apply for your indefinite leave to remain after your 5 years from the date you married. The thing is, even if you apply on the basis of return right, they don't issue you anything less than 5 years. 5 years is the standard period, but you start counting your 5 years qualification period from when you married the EU national. So the first 3 years or 4 years after marriage, and then do 1 year on top of it. After that, go for your indefinite. Do not wait for the second 5 years to finish. 5 years from when you married, you can qualify for your indefinite leave to remain. I am an EU citizen with free settlement in the UK. My niece is a dependent on her spouse, student visa, but the spouse did not go to school. Her visa is not cancelled. Is there anything I can do? Hello, Conrad, Mr. Buachi. Unfortunately, there is not very much you can do for your niece because the UK is no longer part of the EU, and therefore your niece would not count as a family member. She would have been an extended family member or an other family member. That is prior to the UK leaving the EU. But now that we left the EU, they've taken away all the extended family members, uncles, aunties, nephews, nieces, brothers, sisters have all been cut off. So in this particular case, unfortunately, there is not much you can do to help your niece. But say open soa, ubetumi afre office na waba na yatena ase na yahwɛ sɛ ɛkwan foforɔ bi wɔ hɔ a yɛbɛtumi afa so de akyerɛ akwankyerɛ bi a yɛbɛma akwankyerɛ sɛ yɛwei anafa kwan wei so anafa kwan wei so na wɔtumi anya n'asetena ɛwɔ kurom ha. Ɛyɛ possible, yes. Hello, Mr. Obed Ofe. Buahin, hi. Please, my 10 years ban is over, and I want to apply for dependent visa. Is it necessary to mention just the refusal, or say I was given 10 years? You don't have to mention the 10-year ban. If they ask you, have you ever been refused? Take yes. Reason, maybe for non-disclosure or for using whatever it is document that you use. Just skip that and don't go on to give more details. They have the information on their system anyway, so you don't have to necessarily go in writing an essay about that. Once you do your fingerprint, it will pull everything out. They will know that you've been banned, and they will tell you exactly why it was. So you don't have to write an essay or a thesis about the 10 years ban, please. Nana Safo, can dependents still apply for dependent visa? Can dependent still apply for dependent visa? I don't understand. But if the person is a dependent on a student or a tier 2 worker, of course, if the main applicant is applying, the dependent must also apply on that basis. Or If assuming the person is a dependent and they have become a parent of a British citizen child, they can of course apply to switch to the parent route. But can you clarify what you mean by a dependent applying for a dependent visa? I'll be happy to assist. I have applied to Canada visit visa and I'm done with my biometrics, but it has delayed. Please, can I apply for dependent visa in the UK? Thanks. Well, thank you. Now, what I know is when you apply for these visas, the UK, for instance, they collect your passport. I don't know about the Canadians. I don't know what the Canadians do, whether they give you your passport back or they collect your passport. If they collect your passport, then you can't apply for another passport. You can't apply for another visa until you receive your passport. Because if you ask them to return your passport, technically you have withdrawn your application. And therefore, if they collected your passport, then please wait until the decision comes. If they have not collected your passport, remember that the UK, if you apply for dependent visa, they will collect your passport. Maybe whilst your passport is with the UK embassy awaiting a decision, if the Canadians should also call you that we've granted you bring your passport, remember your passport is locked at one place. You may not be able to produce it to the Canadians as well, and that may affect the you being issued. That is, even if you've been granted. So you have to weigh very carefully before you take any next step. What about if you are not working and family is sponsoring you? How do you get a statement to prove your financial stability? Yes, Mr. Mr. Ajin. Right. If you are not working and somebody wants to sponsor you, that is fine. But this is what I know. They look at two conditions. The first thing they look at is wa wubano, wa wubano, ubasan ako ana. Wusi ubaba pasrayen. Are you going to go back? Are you a genuine visitor? Would you go back? And they determine that by looking at your personal circumstances, not the circumstances of the person who is sponsoring you, but your own personal circumstances. Uye juma, unye juma, uni any income, uni any business, uni any source of support. Wo sa ne pay ombeka sa uba enya dia obesan akobak. And if your papa and our mama who offer and our brother being a vessel sponsor, and no, okay, but they'll look at your own circumstance as well. If they are not happy or pleased with that, the application will be refused. Even though your sponsor may have all the money they have to show, say, they are able to sponsor you. Unfortunately, the application will be refused. Hello, Joyly Marfo. My sister was refused based on the fact that her payslips was showing that she was working for Ghana Card, but her statement shows she was paid by a contractor. Yes, these are some of the problems. So if it is a contractor, now if the Ghana Card was contracted to somebody else to issue or to a department to issue, that is a different thing. In that case, the contractor must provide proof that they have a contract from the institution that awarded them the contract to issue Ghana card or whatever it is. If that happens, the letter from the employer and the contract of employment from whoever gave the contract to them, these two things link you to say maybe they had a contract from the Ghana government to issue Ghana card. This is the contract, and I have employed you, and I am the one paying you. So there has to be a connection from your contractor to the source of the employment or the source of the contract. So if the pay slips you are employed by Ghana Card, the question then is it Ghana Card who wants to issue the pay slips or the contractor that is working for Ghana Card that has to issue the pay slips? So you have to find out and get a clarification before you make any further application. I believe if it is Ghana Card that has to issue the pay slips, then the correct one must be issued. If it's the contractor working on behalf of the Ghana card that has to issue the pay slips, then that is explainable and you have to explain it in a cover letter. And I'm sure that will be taken into account. As even though both match, they still refuse her visa application based on just that. How is this possible? It is possible. They don't need to get a lot of reasons. They don't need 10 reasons to refuse you. They don't need 20 reasons to refuse you. All they need is one small reason and they refuse you. So if you can correct that anomaly or that gap, you can make a fresh application and explain why that was the case. Make it make sense. Hey, make it make sense. I hope you're doing well. Good, good, good. I am in your territory again. Why don't the consulates allow for denial appeal or give you a chance to explain the source of your large deposit? Well, it is the burden of proof. The onus is on you, the applicant. You, the person who is making the application, the burden, the responsibility is on you to explain those things with the application from the beginning. Just imagine the number of people, the number of applications the caseworker, the consulates deal with every single day. They deal with a lot of applications. And so they would not necessarily have the time to be writing to people to come and explain this or this deposit or that deposit. So it is better if you yourself, you're making an application or somebody you know is making an application, it is always better that they should explain those deposits in the account before the submission or at the submission. They should have a cover letter explaining, or you can say on the 15th of December, I put in this amount. 15th of December 2022, I put in 20,000 pounds. The source of that money is, you explain. On the 15th of October, I got this amount in my money. That is from my taxi business deposit. On the 12th of January, this amount entered to the account. That is from my rental income. I have property in OEP and maybe in Ashoman. This is my rent I take from these properties. You've deposited this in the account. On the 12th of another day, I have this money coming in. This was a loan repayment. I gave out some money to a friend to XYZ, and maybe the wife was not well. He had some medical condition, and he has paid me back. That is the deposit. So you explain this deposits in the account, and the caseworker will have no other reason than to take them into account. But if you don't, you are leaving the door open for the caseworker to judge or to consider or think anything. So make it make sense. That is it. What type and
Sorry,
kind of...
answer away.
Okay. I'll say, please, I'm working outside Ghana. Can I use my foreign account and as bank statement to file for my application? Yes, of course, you can. Of course. Now, if you're applying for the visit or the visa from the country in which you are, yes, you can. But if you want to go back to Ghana again to apply from Ghana to the UK or to the whichever country, again, you can. But you have to show that that money is readily available to you and you are still in that employment. If that is the case, then yes, you can carry on to use that amount, that statement to support your application. So what type and kind of bank does the bank draft support? What type and kind of bank does the bank draft support? I am not very clear with the question. Bank drafts, is it bankers drafts or check? I think, I don't know what it is, but I think...
I'm right back, Bill.
Yes, yes. I know we have postal orders. We have, is it bankers draft, bank draft or something? And then we have checks. Which of them are you referring to, please? Eric Opong, hello. I got a friend whose BRP got approved and it's been more than a month now and still haven't received his card. Oh, I am so sorry. Is there any reason why BRP card gets delayed after getting approval, email or letter? Well, look, clearly there must be something going on wrong somewhere. Usually, it's supposed to be within 7 to 10 working days, 7 to 10 working days after the approval letter has been issued. But sometimes, maybe the postal agents have gone to Royal Mail, have gone to the address, there is nobody there. And because it's a security document, it's a valid document, they would not normally just push it through the door. So sometimes they take it back to the depot, the post depot, either to Royal Mail or whichever, either DHL or whatever it is. Contact them, and you can contact the Home Office to say you have not received your card after a month, whereas they claim it would be with you between 7 to 10 working days. They will email you and tell you we have sent it out to XYZ address. You try and trace it. If not, they will cancel it and issue you a different one. We have some of these problems sometimes. And when that happens, or if that happens, we just email the Home Office, then they cancel that card, issue a different one, and send it to our address, which is where they should have sent it in the first place. Then we call the client, then the client comes to pick their card. Can administrative review change non-disclosure of previous refusal? Administrative review, it's very, very slim, very, very slim. The fact that the person has been refused, yes, you can go for the administrative review, but you would have to justify why the information wasn't disclosed in the first place. You have to make them understand that it wasn't for any benefit for you, or it was just a genuine error. That is what happened. Or maybe an agent helped you, or somebody assisted you, and that information was wrongly inputted. So you can, of course, go for the administrative review. There is no guarantee that it will change the previous, it will change the refusal. There is no guarantee, but if you put a very strong case forward, they might just consider it and take it into account. That is hi T, is it? Time with Hetty. Hi Hetty. Can a small criminal issue on your police report affect you? Well, it depends on the extent of the issue. Sometimes, if it is an assault and maybe the person has been fined, a fine, yes, good, or maybe sentenced to imprisonment for a year or more, that will certainly affect you. But if it is just a misdemeanor, sometimes very minor, that might not necessarily affect you. But there's something we call character. Character is something that is repetitive. You keep doing it, the same thing over and over again. You've been warned, you've been cautioned, you've been checked, you've been asked not to do it, and you keep doing it over and over, then that becomes your character. In that case, it can affect you because they know that is how you are not going to change, and it's going to be a problem. But if it is just one off and it is a minor thing, then it may not necessarily affect you. Miss B, I want to ask why doctors can travel effortlessly. You are jumping my question. Is it because of their qualification? I want to ask why doctors can travel effortlessly. You are jumping. Oh, was there another question before this? We didn't see that one.
Maybe she brought some question that maybe it skipped me or something.
Okay, so please, can you kindly go back and get her first question
so maybe,
and then.
She's trying to say that I don't know, but
See if you can get her first question, and then you can link this one to it. And we are here to respond to people's concerns and questions.
Okay, I think I've seen it.
Okay, thank you. A lot of doctors travel effortlessly. Lawyer, but the money is not that great. Oh, yes, it is possible that doctors travel effortlessly. That is very true. Because apart from the financial side, they also look at the person's connection, stability, and how deeply they are rooted in their society or in their community. Now, usually, a person who is a medical doctor, apart from the money that they receive, the fact that they are so ingrained in their community, The social factor is also part of it. Now, normally, a doctor may not want to leave their profession and go and be doing a menial job in another country. Some do it, but it's not all doctors who want to leave their profession as a doctor and go and settle for maybe a construction work or as a plumber or as a, let me say, maybe to do a job that a lot of people wouldn't want to do. Because of that, the decision maker makes an assessment and thinks that yes, the money is not great, but the prospects of this person making a lot more future money in terms of in the future is high. So they weigh it and then decide that okay, a doctor is more likely than not to come back. A lawyer is more likely than not to go back. An accountant is more likely than not to go back. And maybe a professor in the university is more likely than not to go back. So an administrator in a university is more likely than not to go back. So they look at the person's position, they look at their profession before they make the decision. So maybe that is why doctors, lawyers, accountants, administrators, lecturers, etc., are able to travel effortlessly, whereas the other people or other category of people are not able to do so. Thank you. Mercy, is it possible that a what is that? Is it a blinder apply for visa in the UK? I don't understand. What word is that? Is it blinder? Is it possible that a blinder apply for visa in UK? And if
Maybe
yes, how?
she's talking about blind person and disabled.
Uh, okay, visually impaired person, somebody who has a visual impairment. Well, they would not look at your visual impairment alone. So they will look at other conditions. They'll look at other conditions before they make a decision. Yes, it is possible that based on the person's medical condition as visually impaired person, they may consider that they may look at it, yes, maybe going back to your country, you may not have the facilities that will assist you to go around, etc., and then they can consider it. But cases of this nature are not emphatic. You can't say yes or no to a situation like this. You have to have a medical report, consultant's report, and the consultant report has to state the person's medical condition, the kind of treatment they are receiving, how long they'll be receiving the treatment for, whether they can get the same treatment in their home country, and if they can get it, can they afford that treatment? So they have to look at all of this. If the medical report or the consultant's report is very strong and very, very helpful, then that can be used for the application. Then the Home Office will consider that. But if the consultant report says, yes, unfortunately, you have a visual impairment, however, you don't need to be in the country here to be receiving treatment, you can go back to your country. Such a letter or report would not help the application. I'll go on further to say, if the person who has the visual impairment forms a relationship, has a family, has a child, a wife, a spouse in the UK, then that application can be made on the basis of their family life as a spouse or as a child, as a parent of a child to be in the UK, but not just purely on the basis of the fact that they have visual impairment. Thomas, Adam, what is best time for you to apply another application if you've been refused? It depends. Normally, if the person is not banned, there is no particular period you can apply in. But I would say the best time to apply is if you have all the documents that are required for the application. Now, if the documents you used, they said there was not enough money in the account or there's not enough proof that you go back and after a month or two, you can prove that there is sufficient money in the account now and you can prove that circumstances have changed. If you got a new job, you're in a new position, how much you've been paid is so high, the circumstances have changed, then that is the best time for you to apply. So that is it. For somebody, it might be 2 months. Another person, it might be 5 years. Another one, it might be 10 years. So it depends on everybody and their situation. Please, I am on a skilled worker visa in the UK. My mom will be coming from Ghana to visit next year, God willing. She sells dresses but has not registered her company. Can I support her fully? Well, it means she's not going to go for the visa. If she's not going to go for the visa, like our good man DJ advised, she should register her business. She should run it properly. She must have a certificate of registration as a real business. Even if it is a tabletop business, she should register it. And better still, if she can have an accountant. The accountant doesn't have to charge an arm and a leg, but she has an accountant who runs her accounts for her properly. She must have another account where she is paid from the business account to her personal account. She should run it very well. In that case, she has showed that she is able to fund herself. So if you are also able to add your documents to support her application, that only makes it stronger and gives her a better chance of being successful when she applies. Hello, DJ. I thank God for you. Your life. Yes, we need to thank God for DJ's life, seriously. And the program. I came to the UK 3 weeks now. I want to know if I can add my husband's name to my name. Of course, if you want to change, that's Joyce Sefa. If you want to change your name to and add your husband's name, that can be done. You have to do deed poll, deed poll, DEEDPOLL. Do a deed poll, and then you do change of name. Your old name, and then your husband's name will now add to your new name. And if they need evidence of why you want to change the name, which they don't usually do, you can always add your marriage certificate to it. But yes, 100% you can change your name and add your husband's name to
Lawyer,
it.
Master almost says some of the questions they by on the back because we will be type it. Now, it's now was post another face into who can
It's
you
difficult to link, yes, to link the
because who type a question, Mr. Remo, what a question about the turbo. Show me in running go be do the turbo. Whatever it is, no the trust. I think in crana or be kind in ammo. But who trobi nice, I feel our Kaios and trouble for now. Question will be Bakubi Amusia charity, they say. Into one say, a bit confused. This also Kai say, okay, lawyer, you take this one, so Kaya.
Does she have to show a proof of her registered company? Yes, exactly what I said. Yes, she has to show that she's registered a company or either as a self-employed person. She runs it well. She pays her taxes. She has a business account from which the money goes. And also she has a personal account. It doesn't have to be a massive business. She just has to run it well. And better still, run it effectively. And sometimes an accountant can help you do this and run it well. I would advise that you should register it and also have it properly documented. Uh, yes, Bright Adumakohai. Please, if you have been banned, can you appeal for the ban to be raised? Yes, you can appeal for the ban to be raised, or even if you've been deported, even deportation can be appealed. You can appeal for deportation. You can apply for deportation to be removed. But it also depends on the type of application. If it is a skilled worker type, the skilled worker type, you will usually not have a right of appeal. You will have a right to administrative review. Administrative review, if it is successful, praise God. If it is not successful, unfortunately, you may have to do another application again within the 10-year period and explain why that happened. You usually don't have the right of appeal, but also you can go for judicial review. We have administrative review and then we have judicial review. These are two separate things. Administrative review and then judicial review. Judicial review goes to the upper tribunal, the higher courts, whereas administrative review is at the Home Office level. You can't appeal, but you can go for administrative review, depending on the type of refusal that it is. Some can, some cannot. Okay, this is my first time here. I like this man. Yes, DJ Nyami, we all like him. Such a composure. Please ask him if he can apply for visa for me. Oh, okay. Yes, it depends on what visa you are applying for. It depends on what visa. Is it a visit visa? Is it a student visa? Is it a spousal visa? Is it a tier 2 visa? We need more information and we'll be more than happy to assist you. Thank you. Whitney. Hi, Whitney. Please, does any bank draft can support this visa application? Or we have a specific banker draft needed? Oh, really? I think what she wants to know is, sometimes you pay for the application fee. These days, everything is online, my dear sister. You have to pay with your card. When you submit the application, you pay before you even go ahead to book the appointment. So I would advise that if the money is on the account, just use the card to pay it straight to the Home Office. You don't have to go through the hustle, the stress of having a banker's draft. We used to do that those years when we were trying to apply for school. We have to do a banker's draft and things of the sort. But now everything is payment through the card. So please, your account, you have to pay. Please, if there is a false document in my dependence application, can it affect the, oh, I'm sorry, go back one step for me, please.
Yeah, some more. Okay, let's take it again.
All right. Okay, if there is a false document in my dependence application, can it affect the main applicant despite having your visa already? That's the main yes, it can. I have some of you.
I'm on for starting friend, but hey, lawyer wisdom Macau, wise man solicitors. Charlie, guys, man, we do a champion man, no, they form rough. Only all to no bumamo. Papa. Anyway, so first time I will share me who be comment my first time. Na time na kwa so 5:30 to 7 na. Atwuma to 7 way. Me the numbers, me the number beto screen so bit me a friend no, and I bit me a WhatsApp no, and I bit me. Me also go for friend no.
Yes, okay. What was I talking about? Yes. DJ, sorry about that. There is this individual who calls nonstop, so I just had to attend to it. All right. Now, yes, if there is a false document in the dependence application, it can affect the main applicant's visa that has even been issued. But could be I'm dealing with now, DJ. I'm dealing with it now. Papa no, any maame no, omo ye professionals ɛwɔ Ghana. Ɛna omo ko resign from their job because na maame no anya visa ɛna papa no nso anya visa no. Omo mmienu nyinaa anya yo. Ɛna omo ba na abofra na omo di ka application ne ho no. Home Office for say birth certificate na omo di application ma abofra no. Omo akọ check omo say birth certificate no enye genuine. Ɛno nti omo atro to revoke maame no any papa no visa na omo issue omo no. We no abofra no birth certificate no omo say enye genuine. And even though say ya issue papa no ni maame no omo visa no, they have come back to cancel those visas. So yes, it's so sad, and they have resigned from work. They have resigned because the news said omo too quiet. They've cancelled the woman's visa.
Yes, a particular case when you say I did a notice where new biometric birth set,
Yes.
But
so what can we do? Baby sir, take a letter from the issuing institution, the Births and Deaths Registry. Get a letter. Open a craft. The judicial service. Ghana. I'm the letter. Never call Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So these three letters support that this document is a genuine document issued by the right authorities. With that, they cannot challenge you. The Births and Deaths can issue a letter. The judicial services can issue a letter. Minister of Foreign Affairs can issue a letter. These are three strong institutions. With the Sir Ekanwa, you are in a very good position to.
What about me? Old website?
Exactly.
A new website.
Yes.
Me the old website now attaching new website. Just to let them know say old in and a new in.
So the old birth cert now reference number now serial number now what old birth certificate so and no na SSA HRS new birth certificate so because information about old birth certificate so and no na the new one. So the serial numbers should correspond. The old one on here, new one on here, the same serial numbers are showing on it. That is fine. Who provide me the weighing card, which confirms the date of birth, the place of birth, the parents' name. Who to get everything short, who your DNA. Even though it's not compulsory, your DNA never support it as something as some call. Now you can go through. But in response to this question, yes, a false documentation in a dependence application can affect the outcome of the main applicant's application, even if they've already been issued the visa.
Lawyer, me also questions now. Be baba ya tamaso. Moi, me farm questions number no. I mean, I do my next week, but Osha screen so I won't say wise man solicitors contact wo. Wait me a free office number nana so wait me a free lawyer number. Lawyer wisdom aka wise man solicitors me that every Fridays be anu nyamre by show so. Omo you can be something about office and omo contact and wait me the address no or office address no the print house and so on printing visa. Wait me the address now more money contact details they go screens wait me a bobo man.
That's it. DJ, that's it. I no pay me two good news big. Me sorry no, I had about 20 something missed calls because of the time difference. So when I got up, about 27 missed calls. So I had to return them all. And then there was one particular one. Not minim so I born in Sano home office and born in Sano. Me hone missed calls no. I was a bit concerned. Say, my friend, no, so home office, born in San and run, home office for say, on the letter be, and fit ne mame, ho. I just said, still no, he's involved in the children's life. Unfortunately for him, my man said, of course, for my idea of the letter never man. Because the relationship between them is broken down into of a sort of of a sort of punishing until I say letter. That is the thing. And that sometimes we don't pay attention to no. Unfortunately. Meanwhile, papa, they be a papa, I'm afraid echo school. Na mama no so anya kwan dia kwan ejuma. Opon so a papa na or adjusting ejuma to the extent so bet me the mo for na akọfa omo aba. But which ananim on mama so aba. But mama no said they be because already papa no issues into all money letter.
So in such case, then I'll bet me as a lawyer. The such case, no say my men prove difficult, and I'll bet my
DJ. There's always a way. Genuinely, sometimes the way we present our case to the Home Office, this is the scenario, this is the situation. Now, the good part of it is sometimes a difficult and difficult. You take it to court and be a child arrangement order. The court nima order say papa yenhwe nima ana hu nima wo ma me wonte menka say oh no ana for documents we ever support it. So 1 year that will be contempt of court. It can even land you in, you can be fined, you can be imprisoned, etc., etc., etc. Now, in this particular case now, Mekano, into a frame, he was so worried. He was so worried, he doesn't know what to do because maybe some Juma employers to offer an applications. Look, get this, get that from your children. We can get the letters from your children to support the fact that you are involved in their lives. Or call you within 30 minutes, offer me back. Say he's trying to get the letters from the children to support his application. Meanwhile, I got a call from my office. The application has already been approved.
Wow.
So every case worker can use their discretion. Even though my man no anfa saa letter no anka ho no, the case worker knows that this man has already applied before, and all these documents were used. So the case worker just decided to exercise his discretion, even without my man letter no or issue no na sitina no. In fact, your friend no, the man was like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe this. Oh my goodness, I can't believe this." And see, he asked me 3 times, "Are you sure that they have given it to me?" And I said, "Yes, they have." "Are you sure?" And I said, "Please, they've given it to you." And then I wanted to pull his leg. I can see, make a home office, someone for card and call my many fee. I say, "Oh, I beg you, don't kill me." Because I could do what then anchor. Obviously, alcohol, but I just wanted to have a love with him. So these are the difficulties people go through, but wise smart solicitors, by the grace by the grace of God, we are able to respond to these requests. And interestingly, we always get good decisions. There was a second one also again today. We had 2 beautiful decisions today. Honestly, the same thing. I need the permanent proof of address, and yet let an the proof of address. I did actually say, or the manage that address, papa to different place. So proof of address. And also, I mean, say they be on farm, and also, I know there was no further request, but it was also granted. So, all kinds of scenarios, difficulties, but somehow, by the grace of God, we are able to get positive outcomes. Why smart solicitors? We are more than happy to assist you. And your wise smart solicitors, your suit 8 to 9, the print house. 8 to 9, the print house. 18 to 22, Ashwin Street. Your Dalston Junction, London, E8 3DL. E8 3DL. Telephone numbers 0208 0165 384. 0208 0165 384. Mobile number near 079 31 411 042. 079 31 411 042. For Yadamwase. We are more than happy to assist you. Your Dalston Junction, close the Dalston Market. Set. Mohiamwa. You can call the office line, book appointment, come, let's talk. Sometimes we do telephone.
Okay, lawyer Wisdom Macau, maybe I do they're gonna be here. But I must pass some of SBTV Africa. Move reference lawyer, do lawyer. Some new way we are now.
My main family final was in Tuja. It's here for and then 1st December. Yamobia Afinshapa. We are starting it early. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for referring. We are so grateful. Sayaba program is Unama honor. It's of no use. But we thank you for always following and always sharing and always referring. Thank you, DJ. I also want to take this opportunity to say I thank you so much. You've been a good man. You've been a good brother. You've been a friend. And we are working together for a while now. Just want to say thank you. It was so nice to see you in London. Please come again and let's have some time together.
Lawyer Wisdom Macau, me that say, wise my solicitors, then I say, Madam I say, happy new month, Koma Obia, SBTV Africa fans, both the new ones and the old ones, no. Die-hard supporters, no. I'm sure I'm some support throughout. I'll be do by this time. I must say SBTV Africa for me never try my best. It seems me try your best anyway. You know, be brave, musene be ya. Mubenya at least no awareness be near the emotion be favorite me aboamo. It's even cause one am follow videos na obi brave and na me need too much. It really me need too much. mene Shingard ne other interviews. We know a YouTube channel no city. So I will share on Facebook no join we YouTube na teasers na on Facebook but videos na ngasa na YouTube na wo. Obeso buy show no so bia my numbers they be on YouTube or +2332447909002 and I say +2332406778898. My numbers no call it be wo Facebook page WhatsApp me and friend just WhatsApp it. And YouTube so kwa or show album say numbers no just WhatsApp it. As I say any voice no tuni mo be up so be share the story. The programs no so dey share amount for share my experience ne or story do my film do mo sua de omo ye papa mo boni mo iti wa story you show so to be so baso bia obet me link here. Na me ado next week me ne lawyer be next week Friday mo bisa US no me ne lawyer ekepuku me try say me nya na answer na the same way you and you with the US in common and maybe say no what's new near there mo mo hwe nya me da ma say ruto usu me won say be tro bibi was but me ma shout out na me sign maximum thank you so much ruto usu thank you so much to Emmanuel Odro thank you so much be say utro we are Matthias say but prepare questions no na chemu too into send we are now sending next na atiaso so at instead of be sending e woman was asking because comfort there ba it's so sending na page na mouse on the meter show other one so too sending na we paste the other one so account so that we bet you and you're confused brave man thank you so much Whitney McLean is it what McLean is it McLean Whitney McLean another McLean okay Mamboni ya fache mi Godfrey Kweku Minta thank you so much make it make sense thank you so much Kennedy Gibson thank you so much Rider TV thank you so much Matthias Frimpon thank you so much Thomas Adam thank you so much Julius Nyangola thank you so much JR says why did you overlook my which question? And the one I watch, you know, the question you asked me, you know, you talk about the Costa Kwame, Bright Adoma, Natison, Sankara, Messi, hey, and Yamani be a hero. Okay, I was Madam Asamusha SBTV Africa. Madam Asimon support him, subscribe to your channel, follow on YouTube, videos, and also purpose who more about going to Abrabo, Abroche Matesa, Ghana Mates, be across the world, country piano. Only SBTV Africa, the voice of the community. #1 show. Also be yes, I am a photocopy. Originators SBTV Africa. Big shout out to you, Nathan Gazer. Thank you so much. I'll say awesome show. Thank you so much. But I must say, me babe kramo and yeah, kramo.
My name is Calipos, the only boss with one S. Happy new month to all of you. Welcome to a month of new possibilities. Do you know why life has been made so easy? It's because of TapTapSend. People, TapTapSend is here to make your life easy if you want to transfer money to Ghana, if you want to transfer from USA, if you want to transfer from UK, Europe, Canada, a lot of places all to Ghana. And guess what? When it comes to Ghana, there's no e-levy charge. So, what are you waiting for? Download TapTapSend on Google Play Store and App Store and be ready for exciting offers coming your way each time, every time on TapTapSend.
TapTapSend. Send more, spend less. Delight Cocoa, the authentic, original taste of African porridge. Available in all African and Caribbean shops. Delight Cocoa.